From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. Hope you had an awesome start to the work week. Our weather is going dry, at least for now. Lower elevation is going to be dry through the rest of the work week. Temperatures continue to stay very normal for the early to middle portions of February, but active weather will return in time for the weekend. Right now, you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bimar. All the city lights down below. We don't really have that layer of clouds yet, and it doesn't look as if lower elevations dealing with any fog. Again, at least for now, but certainly dealing with that up in the Cascades and for portions of the Blues. Temperatures are cold, 28 degrees for the Tri-Cities, 24 for Ellensburg, 26 for Yakima, a little bit warmer in that banana belt of Walla Walla. We're at 39 degrees there. So here's your hourly forecast for this Tuesday for the Tri-Cities. More clouds as opposed to yesterday, but still I think there's going to be a decent amount of sunshine, especially as we head into the afternoon. So for today, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy across the map for lower elevations, with highs getting into the 40s and 50s, and they're going to stay around that level for the next 7 days. We'll talk about that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a reported death threat against a county commissioner reignites a tense debate inside the Franklin County Courthouse. Coming up, we'll break down why judges are refusing to allow concealed weapons inside the building and why commissioners say the policy puts their safety at risk.
And a teenager accused in a deadly Pasco crash made his first court appearance. This as investigators continue reviewing the pursuit that led to the collision. And this morning, we take you inside that courtroom.
And ballots are due today. 9 measures, 7 school districts, and voter turnout hovering around 20% right now. Coming up, why election officials say every ballot matters in this special election. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It is Tuesday, February 10th. We are making our way into the week.
That's right, and we have a lot of news to get to, and we do want to start with continuing coverage in Franklin County. That's where commissioners and the sheriff are clashing over guns at the county courthouse, a debate fueled by recent death threats, court security rules, and a decades-old tragedy.
As Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen reports, commissioners say staff and elected officials need the right to protect themselves, while the sheriff says the court, not the county, has the final say.
The dispute centers on whether county employees and elected officials with concealed carry permits should be allowed to bring guns into the Franklin County Courthouse. County leaders say the conversation intensified after Commissioner Stephen Bauman brought up in last week's commissioner meeting something concerning.
I received a death threat towards me and my family, and was concerned about it. Had never happened like that before, and so went through the processes of talking to law enforcement, multiple different agencies about what to do about it. And I'm not a fearful person, and so I asked a number of different people in those interviews if I should be in fear for my life, and numerous of them told me that yes, that I need to take it very, very seriously.
Bauman says he formally asked Benton Franklin Superior Court judges for permission to carry his gun inside the courthouse, a request the judges denied.
The letter that our administrator read from the Superior Court, the one sentence answer was no, because we said so. And after a year and a half of trying, that's the response that I get.
Under current rules, only law enforcement and private security officers are allowed to be armed inside the courthouse. Those restrictions date back decades to a 1974 bombing that killed Franklin County Superior Court Judge James Lawless. Commissioners argue the policy no longer reflects current safety concerns.
I don't see why you cannot carry a concealed weapon to protect yourself and your family at all times, including your work here at the courthouse.
County Assessor John Rosenau, a former police chief, told commissioners the change could make employees safer.
I think you need to pursue something. I have not been in a courthouse yet that has the restrictions this courthouse has.
Its commissioners voted to repeal a county ordinance at last week's meeting, supporting a 2012 court policy banning weapons, though the move does not override the judge's authority. Franklin County Sheriff Jim Raymond says while he strongly supports people's Second Amendment rights, the courthouse is a secure facility and that the court, not the county, has the final say.
And this isn't the first time we've had a gun issue. We've warned before that, look, you can't carry guns here, people. And if you do, you're subject to arrest. Well, arrest has a broad meaning. You can cite or you can book. These happen to be offenses that you can be booked. And we'll book whoever's carrying firearms inside this courthouse.
Raymond says his priority is safety for judges, jurors, staff, and the public, adding that introducing more weapons into a high-stress environment creates additional risk.
We enforce the law. The law says there's an RCW 90-41-300 that outlines that. There's a 2012 court order by the judges that outlines who's in charge and who does those type of things, but we enforce the law.
Commissioner Bauman says he's frustrated with the response from the Superior Court and isn't sure what the next steps will be, but he's actively trying to figure that out. For now, the policy remains unchanged. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
The sheriff says the deputies will continue enforcing the court's gun-free zone, while commissioners say they'll keep pushing for changes that they believe better protect staff and constitutional rights.
Any changes would require agreement from the Superior Court judges.
5:06 now, following up on a crime alert as the man who is accused in a suspected drunk driving crash in Pasco that happened Friday night has made his first court appearance. Authorities say 18-year-old Pedro Ruiz refused to stop for Pasco police when he drove onto Interstate 182 and crashed head-on into a car being driven by 57-year-old Maria Mendoza of Grandview. Mendoza died at the scene, and Pasco police suspected Ruiz of driving under the influence and were pursuing him at the time of the crash. Washington State Patrol says crashes like this show how quickly pursuits can turn dangerous, especially if impairment is a factor.
Impaired driving continues to be one of the biggest issues in our state and in other states. It's involved in over 50% of fatal collisions that we investigate. It's 100% preventable. It is 100% preventable.
Troopers say that officers constantly weigh those risks during a pursuit, considering traffic, road conditions, and the threat that the suspect poses to others on the road. This crash that happened Friday remains under investigation. Ruiz's next court date is February 12th.
5:07 and looking ahead today, if you're planning to make your voice heard in the special election, time is now running out.
Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia spoke with the local election officials who say many of the measures focus on education and that just a few votes could make the difference.
This special election in Yakima County features 9 measures across 7 school districts. Yakima County Auditor Charles Ross says West Valley has 2 questions on the ballot, while other schools each have 1. He adds there is also a Natchez Park issue before voters in the Natchez Park district. In Benton County, Elections Manager Amanda Hatfield says this special election is all centered on education.
We have 2 propositions for Kennewick School District and 2 for Richland School District. And then we share Grandview School District with Yakima County. It's a couple hundred voters, but we have the ballot measure for Grandview School District as well for those voters. It's usually out in rural Prosser that our voters are affected for that district.
Hatfield says about 20.8% of the 119,726 ballots sent out in Benton County have been returned so far. In Yakima County, Ross says roughly 20% of the 44,000 ballots mailed to voters have been returned. He encourages every voter to review their ballot and submit it on time, so history does not repeat itself.
I mean, just think recently, Yakima City had a tax question, a levy question in front of the voters that barely did not pass. And look at all of the energy and concern that's come out since then. So oftentimes these elections in particular come down to just a few hundred votes, many times even less than that, whether they're passing or failing. So it's just very important that voters who are wanting to participate get your ballot in on time.
Both Hatfield and Ross say voter turnout in special elections is usually lower than in the general or primary elections. Ross says the type of issues on the ballot often plays a role.
We've always said that the issues on the ballot are what really drive returns. And again, these are issues that are all school or park related. So I think just historically, a lot of voters just don't have a ton of interest in those. That's my best guess.
For school levies to pass, at least 50% of voters must approve the measure. A bond requires a supermajority, meaning a higher level of voter support is needed for it to pass. Monique Garcia reporting for Apple Valley News Now.
And ballots, of course, are due tonight by 8 p.m. Ross says the election is set to be certified by February 20th.
And continuing our election coverage, Pasco voters will decide whether the city should be annexed into the Mid-Columbia Library District. The measure would shift library funding to a dedicated property tax of about 23 cents per $1,000 of assessed value.
That works out to about $69 a year for a $300,000 home. City Councilman Leo Perales supports the plan, saying it would provide stable funding and more resources for families.
I am for this annexation vote. I think it's the best option we have really on the table, because if it doesn't pass, then we're going to have to consider raising taxes in other areas. And so we really don't want to do that to an extent. And, we're just really looking for a new funding structure.
Some residents say with the city facing budget challenges, they don't want to see another tax added and plan to vote no.
Again, ballots must be turned in by 8 p.m. tonight. Ross said, and again, the election will be certified by February 20th. So again, get those ballots in if you haven't already.
Absolutely. And keep it here, because coming up next, you may not be chasing Olympic gold or competing for Team USA, but getting in your best shape ever is still within reach. Straight ahead, simple, expert-backed tips to train smarter, stay healthy, and build a fitness routine that actually lasts. We're talking health headlines after the break.
And giving you a live look outside, this one from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. When we come back, your first alert forecast as we make our way into the week.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to beat their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222. At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Power up, America. The Ford President's Day sales event is here. Save on the vehicles that will take you places, give you a surge of productivity, and a new sense of freedom. So, head to your local Ford dealer, because it's time to get in the driver's seat. Get a 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend starting at just $27,800, plus a 2-year maintenance plan, only at your local Ford dealer.
Buy more, save more during the fantastic 4-day sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 fantastic days to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. With the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed, it's the perfect time to design a new living room, dining room, bedroom, or fall into a new mattress. And check out doorbusters while they last. Plus, get 60 months, no interest, and no down payment. But don't wait. The fantastic 4-day sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
A new head coach and a new attitude, but it's still the most exciting game in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh my!
Seattle Kraken Hockey.
That's hockey, baby!
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to beat their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222. This is an order, Faith Mitchell. You will end it.
I love you.
I love you too.
She's already inside. I say we let her bring the case home.
No! No!
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of this morning's temperatures. And we start off in the Cascades, where we're in the 20s and 30s, right at 20 for White Pass. And then for the Kittitas Valley, most of us in the 20s, 24 for Ellensburg, but 32 down towards Vantage. And then for the Yakima Valley, we're seeing a mixture of 20s and 30s, 26 for Yakima, 29 for Union Gap, 30 for Grandview. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, we're hovering right around freezing, if not a little bit below freezing. 28 for the Tri-Cities. I certainly had some frost on my windshield this morning. I think a lot of you are probably going to run into the same thing. 32 for Umatilla. And then for the Blue Foothills, 20s and 30s. And we are also seeing 20s and 30s up in the highest terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your day planner forecast for this Tuesday for Hermiston. Highs eventually getting into the mid-40s. We'll see a decent amount of sunshine for today, although not as much as yesterday. These normal temperatures are going to stick around over the next 7 days. So for today, lower elevations getting into the 40s and 50s, 51 for the Tri-Cities, 49 for Walla Walla. Then for tonight, it's going to be similar to what we're experiencing for this morning with 20s and 30s, 29 for the Tri-Cities, a couple 28s for Yakima and for Ellensburg. Then in terms of the high temperatures, like I said, staying pretty steady and pretty normal over the next 7 days. And those overnight lows are going to do the same thing as well as in the Yakima Valley. We're going to bounce anywhere between 28 and 30. So no real big fluctuations. But as we head into the weekend, the pattern going to break down a little bit. Active weather returning. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Josh. 5:16 now, and looking to health news this morning, where fewer than 3,000 athletes from more than 90 nations are going for the gold in this year's Winter Olympic Games. But most people, of course, won't get that chance to compete at a world stage like that.
And if you haven't reached elite Olympic status, you can still win when it comes to your own health. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to a sports medicine doctor about how to train like an Olympian.
You may not make Olympic history like Layla Edwards or ski for Team USA, but don't let that dash your dreams of being in the best shape possible.
It's very inspiring to see elite athletes who work so hard to get to the world's greatest stage in sports. And it's very natural for everyday people to watch it and be inspired.
Dr. George Elderry with Orlando Health says even if you're not an Olympian, you can win good health with hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. But if you're just starting out, he says, take it slow.
I think too many people jump into something that's a little too intense for what their capabilities and what their athletic background is, and that's where you run into your risk of injuries.
Next, Elderry says to dedicate a certain time of day to moving your body, then slowly add to it, building up to a sustainable routine. And be consistent. Olympians aren't just preparing every once in a while. He says the general recommendation is 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week and 2 to 3 days of strength training with resistance.
So we're working on getting our body stronger and then working on our, our aerobic capacity and our ability to be fit.
Elderry says staying hydrated, maintaining a healthy sleep schedule, and having a healthy, balanced diet are also key.
High-performing athletes, they're like sports cars. They need premium fuel.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And experts say it's also important to listen to your body. They say to expect soreness and muscle burn and fatigue as you're starting out in a new exercise routine.
But they also stress not to push through any sharp pains because you also don't want to injure yourself.
Absolutely.
If you're getting into a new routine.
Listen to your body. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
All right, keep it here because coming up next, Josh Colbreth is back with that first alert full weather forecast. He's going to break down if we're going to see any more rain this week, and that is coming up in just a few minutes.
How's it look so far?
Great.
Comfortable?
Yes. Times and places all in who you share them with. Joy.
I got it.
Who you share it with.
This is a great view, so you're all back there.
Who you share it with.
Shopping online for a Purple mattress? We get it.
With Purple's unique Gel Flex grid and multiple foam layers, you'll experience effortless sleep that's motion adaptive, temperature balanced, pressure relieving, and ultra supportive. But which Purple mattress is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. And during Purple's President's Day event, save up to $800 on select mattress and adjustable base bundles. Shop Purple at Denver Mattress, the easiest way to find your perfect purple.
When I made my Botox Cosmetic appointment,
I was nervous that I might look overdone.
I wanted results that looked like me. What was important to me was that I'd still look like me, just with fewer lines.
I'm happy with my results.
So happy that my results are natural looking. Booking a consultation, it's a way to take time for you.
Botox Cosmetic effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow, eyelid drooping or swelling. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
I'm the one and only Delphina.
I'm the one and only Olivia.
And I'm the one and only Claire. And I got treated with the one and only Botox Cosmetic.
Find a licensed Botox Cosmetic specialist at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Calling all ladies. Thunder from Down Under is rolling into town. It's the Most Wanted 2026 tour. Saturday, May 9th at Legends Casino Hotel. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com or the Legends gift shop. The heat is rising, so grab the squad for the ultimate girls' night out back. Thunder from Down Under, May 9th at Legends Casino Hotel in Toppenish. Don't miss the Thunder.
Skiing with incredible views. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our forecast is going to stay dry through Friday. We'll tell you why that's happening here in just a second. Well, actually, we'll talk about it right now. You see, we do have some areas of low pressure and some active weather off in the Pacific, but this area of high pressure right here is shielding us, and it'll continue to do so throughout the rest of the work week. So for today in the Tri-Cities, here's your day planner forecast. We could touch 50 degrees once again for today. Not as much sunshine as Monday. I think we'll see a decent amount as we head into the afternoon hours, especially. So those precip chances going to stay at 0 through Friday, but you notice starting to trend a little bit more active as we head into the weekend, and that is indicative of some other weather we could see. Now, for lower elevations, it's going to be a rough go of it, as well, we will have those shower chances, but in terms of accumulating precip, it doesn't look like we're going to get too much at all. Maybe picking up around 1/10 of an inch of rainfall for the Blue Foothills, but for the basin, for the valleys, we're going to struggle to even pick up that much. Now, for higher elevations, some snow will be in the forecast. 4 in the morning on Friday to 4 in the morning next Tuesday. Looking at 4 to 5 inches of snow for Interstate 90 and US 12. That would be Snoqualmie Pass and White Pass. 6 to 7 inches of snow for Oregon 204. That would be Tollgate. And then 2 to 3 inches of snow for I-84, Cabbage Hill, and for US 395. That would be the Battle Mountain Summit. Unfortunately, well, a couple different things to say here. This is a preliminary forecast. This is subject to change, but models have trended a little bit less snowy, which is unfortunate because we need a lot more snow than this up in the mountains to pull us out of the snowpack deficit that we have. But if this verifies, this could definitely be enough to impact past travel. Okay, here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Dry with highs near 50 through Friday, then small rain chances for the weekend. For Yakima, a calm forecast with highs in the mid to upper 40s through Sunday, then maybe a shower by next Monday. For Ellensburg, our dry pattern continues through the work week, a small shower chance for Saturday, and then maybe some snow mixing in for Sunday and Monday. Again, the accumulations don't look to be all that tangible, but that's as things stand for now. For Hermiston, breezy today and Friday, and then low end chances for wet weather Saturday through Monday. And finally, for Walla Walla, dry through Friday, and again, maybe picking up around 1/10 of an inch of rain over the weekend.
So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Why the Academy says Oscar screenings are no longer worth the showtime. Also what's behind Catherine Zeta-Jones's most dangerous role yet, and the movie bringing killer chimp chaos to your living room. We have those details coming up in your entertainment news after the break.
Buy more, save more during the fantastic 4-day sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 fantastic days to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus, get 60 months, no interest, and no down payment. The fantastic 4-day sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Thinking about an RV show? Skip it and save some dough. At Broadmoor RV, you get real people, real prices, real service with the same great deals, no show required. Skip the crowds, skip the hidden fees, skip the show, and save some dough at Broadmoor RV, where we make camping fun.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
It's Heart Health Awareness Month. Symptoms of heart problems could include indigestion, heartburn, or extreme fatigue. More at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Heart Healthy Month, sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Just in time for Valentine's Day. It's the Apple Valley News Now Love and Bloom giveaway, where one lucky winner wins a love collection, including a beautiful flower arrangement and more from the Flower Bar, and this spectacular jewelry from Jewelry Design Center, plus a $200 gift card to a local restaurant. You can make somebody's Valentine's Day extra special. All you need to do is enter to win today and every day on the contest page at applevalleyNewsNow.com. From the Flower Bar, Jewelry Design Center, and Apple Valley News Now.
Attention viewers, Good News Today, produced by Richland Lutheran Church, airing Sundays at 9 a.m., will be airing this Saturday at 9 a.m. Good News Today will resume its regularly scheduled time on Sunday, February 22nd at 9 a.m.
Feeling frugal and can't fork over a fortune for 40 winks? Forget the flim flam, the fantastic 4-day sale at Denver Mattress.
Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus 60 months no interest, no down payment, and free shipping.
But hurry, the fantastic 4-day sale at Denver Mattress ends in a flurry.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, movie night at the theater may be losing some Hollywood clout.
The Motion Picture Academy is reportedly pulling the plug on a long-standing Oscar tradition.
Plus, a new psychological thriller starring Catherine Zeta-Jones and a horror hit with a killer twist heading to home video. David Daniel has the details in today's Hollywood Minute.
The Motion Picture Academy reportedly is ending theatrical screenings of Oscar-nominated films. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the Academy informed members of the change last month. It says attendance at the screenings has dropped significantly since the Academy launched its members-only streaming service 7 years ago. Catherine Zeta-Jones is set to star in Cupid. The Oscar and Tony winner will play a marriage counselor who uses unusual and even dangerous methods to try to repair a couple's troubled relationship. The script is from the writers of another psychological thriller, Don't Worry, Darling.
Listen to me, we need help!
Oh, you need some help?
Send some...
If you can't get enough killer chimp action, Primate is headed to home video. The horror thriller arrives on digital platforms today and on Blu-ray and DVD April 21st, with more than 30 minutes of bonus content. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If they're behind Don't Worry, Darling, I'm excited for that one. That is such a creepy thriller movie. Have you guys seen it?
No.
With Harry Styles? Oh, please watch it. It's like...
I do love Catherine Zeta-Jones. I think she is.
She's not in that one, but...
No, but
oh, yeah, this new one. Yeah. Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love her
Killer
too.
Chimps, it's a hard pass for me.
The Prime, no.
Did we already have Planet of the Apes? Did we have to do that idea one more time?
Maybe
it's going to be
different.
a pass for me as well.
Yeah.
I think I'll watch that one. I'll let you guys know how
it is. You would, yeah. Let us know. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A proposed fee tied to speeding and crash fines could fund safety upgrades on Highway 395 and Highway 12. Why the bill is gaining momentum and what happens next. That's coming up in your 5:30 half hour.
And Umatilla is betting on more small businesses through a new downtown project. How a former post office is being transformed into an opportunity for entrepreneurs. Details in your next half hour, but first, let's go to your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, SpaceX changing its focus. Elon Musk's company is shifting priorities from Mars settlements to what Musk calls a self-growing city on the moon. He says the lunar city is more achievable due to launch windows and other logistics and could be done in under 10 years. OpenAI is now testing ads in ChatGPT. The ads will appear at the bottom of your chats, and the company promises not to share or sell its users' conversations or data to advertisers. They say the test run is to learn, listen, and make sure they get the experience right. Finally, Discord is putting new age verification requirements in place starting in March. The platform says all users will have a teen-appropriate experience by default. Adult users interested in more mature content will have to verify their age by submitting a government ID or a selfie video. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Perry Russom. Have a great day.
Airwick's Essential Mist Diffuser is conveniently cordless and portable for the type of person who's always inviting friends to. With adjustable fragrance levels and a wide range of scents, Airwick Essential Mist creates an inviting ambiance every time you host. Airwick, always fragrant, always inviting.
Nature's Bounty.
Your body uses magnesium in over 300 reactions.
Nature's Bounty supplements your whole body health with high absorption magnesium. Nature's Bounty, it's in your nature.
Some like them on an ice cream sandwich. Eat them how you like them.
Pop-Tart. Crazy!
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Tuesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Josh Colbert.
It is Safer Internet Day and also National Flannel Day.
Oh.
I didn't get the memo. We could have shown up in our flannels.
Cozy flannel.
I think we would have got a call from the bosses about not looking
Why
professional.
are you wearing flannel?
Yeah, like because it's Flannel Day.
Too many stripes, yeah.
Yeah.
The optical illusion.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, but are we going to need our flannel as we head out the door this morning?
I think so.
Yeah, a little cozy vibes.
Or cardigan, or something cozy as you're headed out the front door. Eye scraper, you know where it is? Did you have to use it this morning?
Yes, it is in the car. No, I did not need to use it, but I know where it is now.
Okay.
So, I mean, now would be a great time, to need it.
Right.
Of course, when I have it.
But we did see the sunshine yesterday.
We did? I didn't get outside. I slept early.
Good for you.
I know that part.
Yeah,
but no, I wanted to see the sunshine.
It was a lot of sunshine. It turned out to be a
more.
fantastic day. I think we will have some sunshine for today. It's probably not as much as yesterday, which is a little bit of a bummer, but we can
sleep on it again.
Yeah.
I'll do that, yeah.
There we go. Easy solution. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at those big weather stories. We'll get to the big, it's all good. All right, so we will continue to keep it dry through Friday as that area of high pressure continues to dominate the Pacific Northwest. Temperatures staying normal in spite of all that, but the pattern breaking down as we head into the weekend, just like clockwork. Those rain chances will start to come back to lower elevations. Right now, you're taking a live look at Pasco. This view coming courtesy of the Dust Devils. Not seeing too much out there for this morning. Our map is indicating some patchy areas of fog in and around the Tri-Cities, but it definitely doesn't look very widespread. Where it is the most widespread, up in the Cascades and also down in the Blues. It is cold out there this morning, 28 for the Tri-Cities, 26 for Yakima, 24 for Ellensburg, 39 for Walla Walla, so a little bit warmer there in the Blue Foothills, specifically in the valley within the foothills. But here's your hourly forecast for this Tuesday for the Yakima Valley. Again, we'll have some sunshine for today, just not as much as yesterday, but in general, I'd say partly cloudy to mostly cloudy for lower elevations with highs getting up into the 40s and 50s. And that's going to stick around over the next 7 days. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. We begin this half hour of news with state legislature, where a new bill aiming to improve safety along dangerous stretches of State Route 395 and Highway 12 is now making its way to the Washington State House floor. House Bill 2174, introduced by District 16 Representative Mark Clicker, would create 2 crash prevention zones. If passed, a $73 fee would be added to any speeding or crash fines in those 2 zones. That money then would fund extra patrols, new road signs, as well as engineering and traffic investigation into both areas.
It is a temporary fix, but it would make it possible for local governments to establish the crash prevention zone after a public hearing.
Now, the Washington State Department of Transportation and other local authorities would then carry out the investigation.
Taking you to Oregon now, where the city of Umatilla is launching a new business incubator. Once open, it'll offer reduced rate retail spaces, business training, and networking opportunities to help new businesses grow, and then eventually move into permanent locations. City leaders say this project has been years in the making. The city purchased the old post office building back in 2015 with plans to refurbish the space and revitalize the downtown area alongside Village Square Park. Funding for the renovation came through state and federal partners, allowing the project to move forward without borrowing money.
We're looking for folks that can show and demonstrate at just a general and basic level, a general business idea and concept, what they're hoping to do, put together a timeline.
Officials say the incubator program runs on a 3-year timeline, and they're hoping to hold a ribbon-cutting ceremony in early May.
A local living now. During a recent Kennewick City Council meeting, council members approved a new Parks and Recreation Special Events Grant program in a 5-to-1 vote. Now, it's designed to bring more structure and transparency to how the city waives fees for community events. Parks and Rec staff say the goal is to help new events get off the ground while still supporting nonprofits and community-focused activities. It sets clear eligibility requirements and creates a scoring process to determine which events receive assistance. Officials say the program will also require events to gradually become self-sufficient so funding can be made available for future events.
As soon as they receive that conditional approval, which can take a few weeks to a month from the time of application, they would then be able to apply.
City staff say that the grant program will work alongside existing policies that allow continued support for certain long-running or high-impact events while creating a more consistent process for new applications.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a local look at the Super Bowl as we look at everything from MVP honors to a Tri-City superfan who got to check off a lifelong dream. The moments that made the Seahawks championship unforgettable is coming up in your sports news after the break.
Skiing with incredible views. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
I'm RJ Decker, Florida's most lovable PI. What's up, Arch? Dewey.
You and this place, you were made for each other.
What do you mean, the bar?
Florida.
Life moves fast. At Frechette Winery, we invite you to slow it down and savor the moment. Join us on Red Mountain for bold, flavorful red wines, a welcoming vibe, and experiences meant to be shared, from relaxed tastings to unforgettable wine and dinner events. Located just minutes from Benton City in West Richland, we're open daily, noon to 5. Come for the wine, stay for the warmth, experience the Frechette vibe. Great wine brings people together, and we'd love to welcome you to Frechette.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
For 50 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, spreading love and beauty for every occasion. This Valentine's season, express your heart with our stunning custom floral arrangements, vibrant live plants, elegant silk florals, and charming home decor. Our experienced designers are passionate about helping you create the perfect bouquet that says I love you in an unforgettable way. Visit us today on Clearwater in Kennewick. Celebrating love is what we do best, and we can't wait to help you make this Valentine's Day extra special. Shelby's Floral, we're more than just your flower shop.
A new head coach and a new attitude, but it's still the most exciting game in the Pacific Northwest. Seattle Kraken Hockey.
That's hockey, baby!
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Have you heard? Tempur-Pedic sleep is better sleep. With innovative materials developed for astronauts, Tempur-Pedic mattresses reduce motion transfer, which means less tossing and turning, so you can sleep undisturbed through the night. But which Tempur-Pedic is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. Let our expert sales staff guide you to your perfect Tempur-Pedic. And right now, save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Shop Denver Mattress today, the easiest way to find your perfect Tempur-Pedic.
Just in time for Valentine's Day, it's the Apple Valley News Now Love and Bloom giveaway, where one lucky winner wins a love collection, including a beautiful flower arrangement and more from the Flower Bar, and this spectacular jewelry from Jewelry Design Center, plus a $200 gift card to a local restaurant. You can make somebody's Valentine's Day extra special. All you need to do is enter to win today and every day on the contest page at applevalleynewsnow.com. From the Flower Bar, Jewelry Design Center, and Apple Valley News Now.
This is an order, Faith Mitchell. You will end it.
I love you.
I love you too.
She's already inside. Say we let her bring the case home.
No! No!
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Here's your day planner forecast for Pendleton. It's going to start off this morning chilly. Obviously, temperatures right around freezing, but then we'll warm things up into the 40s, the low 40s into the late morning, but mid 40s for the afternoon with some sunshine for today. Not as much as Monday. Monday turned out to be a gorgeous day, but it's still going to end up being a very nice day with very normal temperatures. And those are going to stick around over the next 7 days. We'll talk about that. But first, let's give you that zone by zone tour of today's forecast. Starting off in the Cascades, highs are going to be in the 40s, partly cloudy skies, low to mid 40s in the Kittitas Valley, also partly cloudy skies. See the same thing in the Yakima Valley, although high temperature is going to be a little bit warmer, mid to upper 40s. Then for the basin, this is probably where we're going to have the most clouds for today, mostly cloudy overall, and highs getting up around 50 degrees for the Blue Foothills, so partly cloudy skies, mid to upper 40s. And then for the highest terrain of the Blue Mountains, will be in the 30s and 40s, partly cloudy skies as well. A little bit breezy across the map for today, but we shouldn't see gusts more than 25 miles per hour. Then for tonight, those temperatures are going to resemble what we're seeing for this morning, 20s and 30s out there, below freezing pretty much for the entirety of our viewing area. 29 for the Tri-Cities, 31 for Walla Walla, and we'll be in the upper 20s to low 30s for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys. High temperatures for the Tri-Cities going to stay pretty closely tethered to 50 degrees over the next week, and those overnight lows are not going to fluctuate all that much, just anywhere between 29 to 34, which is fairly normal, if not a little bit warmer than normal for the middle of February. But this pattern breaking down a little bit as we head into the weekend. Our weather turning more active. We'll talk about what that entails coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 5:42, talking sports now this morning. Seattle Seahawks, of course, Super Bowl champs once again, but the celebration hit pretty close to home.
From a Yakima native's key plays to a Tri-Cities fan living out a lifelong dream, this morning Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable recaps the win that has the state of Washington united.
Super Bowl 60 belonged to the Seahawks, and that was made evident early on in the game, highlighted by their strong defensive performance. Leading the offense was running back Kenneth Walker, who ran for 135 yards. His work on the ground earned him Super Bowl MVP honors.
We went through a lot of adversity this season, but we came together.
Yakima native Cooper Kupp represented his hometown well. He had 6 receptions and 61 yards, both leading the team. This is now his second Super Bowl ring, his first as a Seahawk. Heath Brewster, a.k.a. the Sea Squatch, is a Tri-Cities native and Seahawks superfan. Brewster got to go to the game, something he has always wanted to check off his bucket list.
Just hanging out all weekend with different people, and I had a great time at the game. It was unbelievable. I'm sure you can imagine what that was like for me. A lifelong dream, and being able to see my team win there in person was just, it was spectacular.
The Lombardi Trophy caps off a dream season for Seattle. Before the season started, Vegas gave the Seahawks 60-1 odds to win the Super Bowl, ranking them 19th in the NFL. That makes the Seahawks the second most unlikely team to win a Super Bowl in NFL history, according to preseason odds. The NFL season is officially over, but the 12 sit atop the throne until next season and are etched into history. Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Jake, for that. And yesterday, the Seattle Seahawks and the Vince Lombardi Trophy returned home following their Super Bowl win.
And fans will be able to congratulate the team once again during a ceremony and a parade that takes place in Seattle tomorrow. They expect about 1 million people to attend.
Sounds
exciting. It's going to fill the streets of the stadium. Yep.
And keep it here, because coming up next, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Josh is back with your full First Alert weather forecast. It's all on the other side of the break.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became America's best-selling trucks. And we've kept that title every year since. Ford, the most awarded brand for initial quality among trucks by J.D. Power.
Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits, including 24/7 telehealth.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
On it.
Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Some mornings, I get a little extra help. Memories are made in the kitchen. Find the right appliance to make more of them at Fred's.
At Fred's Appliance, all Bosch appliances are on sale. Save up to $300 on select Bosch dishwashers. Swing by Fred's Appliance today. We sell appliances, only appliances.
In a world where people may miss a warning signal from their body, one woman. Okay, 2 women are spreading the word.
People with high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes, like my mom and you, Chica. Our kidneys could be sending out an SOS about increased risk like heart attack or stroke. Don't miss the signal. Ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UACR and join our mission.
I just got my permit!
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The record shows no driver at fault. However, we found footage which shows the other driver caused the wreck.
Nice job. What's the insurance company's offer?
You know it's too low. Should I ask them for more?
Thanks, Shelby. But you know when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Injured in a car wreck? Call the heavy hitter, Attorney Mariano Morales.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became America's best-selling trucks. And we've kept that title every year since. Ford, the most awarded brand for initial quality among trucks by J.D. Power.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Our forecast going to go dry once again through the rest of the work week. Let's go ahead and show you why that's the case. And it's because of this area of high pressure right here, which of course shields us from active weather. So even though there are some storm systems off in the Pacific, these are going to fall apart the closer and closer they get to us. And this is going to be the dominant feature for our weather pattern through the rest of the work week, which is why those precip chances are going to be at 0. So let's take things back to today. Here's your day planner forecast for the Yakima Valley. Starting off cold this morning, around 30 degrees, but into the upper 30s by the late morning, then getting into the mid 40s into the afternoon. Wind gusts should be fairly calm for today, although I think in the lower Yakima Valley, down towards Sunnyside and Grandview, those gusts could be a little bit closer to 20 miles per hour. Of course, you can see hour by hour gust and temperatures and precip chances for your exact home address, all by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. For those precip chances over the next 7 days for the Yakima Valley, we're going to keep it dry right through the weekend and then eventually reintroducing some low wind chances for rainfall by the time we get to next Monday. But I do think for the Kittitas Valley, for the lower Columbia Basin, and especially for the Blue Foothills, we will see some chances for wet weather on Saturday and Sunday. So to that point, here's some of the snowfall totals we're anticipating from 4 in the morning on Friday to 4 in the morning next Tuesday. 4 to 5 inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass and White Pass, 6 to 7 inches for Tollgate, 2 to 3 inches of snow for Cabbage Hill and for the Battle Mountain Summit. This will be enough to impact pass travel, but I don't think it's going to be, well, it's definitely not nearly enough that we need up in the mountains. So here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Dry with highs near 50 through Friday, then small rain chances for the weekend. In Yakima, a calm forecast with highs in the mid to upper 40s through Sunday, then maybe a shower by next Monday. In Ellensburg, our dry pattern continues through the work week, a small shower chance for Saturday, and then maybe some snow mixing in for Sunday and Monday. For Hermiston, breezy today and Friday, then low wind chances for wet weather Saturday through Monday, and finally for Walla Walla, dry through Friday, maybe picking up around 1/10 of an inch of rain over the weekend, but definitely not much.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 5:50. Time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour. We start with the top 5 local things that you need to know this morning. First up, a dispute is unfolding in Franklin County over whether county employees and elected officials with concealed carry permits should be allowed to bring guns into the courthouse. The debate intensified after Commissioner Stephen Bowman revealed that he received a death threat against him and his family and asked Benton Franklin Superior Court judges for permission to carry a firearm inside the courthouse, a request that was denied under the current rules. Only law enforcement and private security may be armed inside the courthouse, and it's a policy rooted in a 1974 bombing that killed a Franklin County judge.
And the suspect accused in a fatal crash during a police chase in Pasco made his first court appearance yesterday. Authorities say 18-year-old Pedro Ruiz refused to stop for police and drove onto I-182, where he crashed head-on into another car. And the driver of that car, 57-year-old Maria Mendoza of Grandview, was killed at the scene. Police suspected Ruiz of driving under the influence at the time of that pursuit. And the crash remains under investigation, and Ruiz is scheduled to return to court on February 12th.
Voters in Yakima and Benton counties are weighing in on a series of school and park-related ballot measures in a special election. Across multiple school districts, voters are deciding on levies, bonds, and funding proposals, along with a park district issue. Election officials say turnout so far is around 20% in both counties, which is typical for a special election. But they are reminding voters that these races are often come down to just a few hundred votes and urging everyone to get their ballots turned in by 8 p.m. tonight.
And lawmakers are advancing legislation aimed at improving safety on 2 of Central Washington's most dangerous highways. The proposal would create designated crash prevention zones and add an extra fee to speeding and crash-related citations in those areas. That money would fund traffic studies, engineering improvements, road signs, and increased patrols. The bill has received support during committee hearings and is moving through the legislature, with a similar version still under review in the Senate.
And Kennewick City leaders have approved a new Parks and Rec special events grant program aimed at creating a clearer, more transparent process for waiving event-related fees. The program sets eligibility standards and a scoring system to help decide which community events receive support. City staff say the goal is to help new events get started while encouraging them to become self-sustaining over time. Officials say long-running or high-impact events will still be supported under existing policies.
Now to your national headlines this morning. A California federal judge has temporarily blocked the state from enforcing its ban for most law enforcement officers from wearing masks. This decision from U.S. District Judge Christina Snyder grants the Trump administration's push for a preliminary injunction, saying the ban discriminates against the federal agents since it doesn't also apply to state law enforcement officers. California Governor Gavin Newsom says the ban pushes back against the federal government, allowing masked agents to detain people during immigration raids.
In your business headlines this morning, a shakeup at one of the country's most respected newspapers over the weekend. On Saturday, Will Lewis announced he is stepping down as publisher and CEO of the Washington Post. News came just days after the Post laid off about a third of its staff, and that included at least 300 journalists in the newsroom. Lewis wrote in a note to staff that after 2 years of transformation at the Washington Post, now is the right time for him to step aside. He thanked the Post owner, Jeff Bezos, for his support and leadership throughout his tenure. The paper announced Chief Financial Officer Jeff D'Onofrio will be taking over as acting publisher and CEO. And in more business headlines this morning, Minute Maid is discontinuing its frozen juice concentrates. After 80 years, a spokesperson for the parent company of Coca-Cola cites consumer preferences. The representative says shoppers are opting for ready-made juice instead of the frozen cans.
In your health headlines, a new published study finds how well a cancer treatment works may depend on the time of day that it's given to patients. Researchers gathered over 200 people who had the same kind of lung cancer and put them on the same type of treatments to fire up their immune systems. The only difference was that half of the group got their medications earlier in the day and the other half got them later. The surprise finding was that the time of day made a difference, and patients who got their first rounds of treatments before 3 p.m. had on average about 5 more months before their cancers grew and spread, and they lived almost a year longer than those who got their treatments later in the day. They also had better odds of being alive at the end of the 2-year study.
5:55 in your sports headlines this morning. Some athletes competing in the 2026 Winter Games in Italy say their medals broke moments after receiving them. American skier Breezy Johnson and figure skater Alyssa Liu have both reported problems. They say their medals became detached from the ribbons. Johnson advised her fellow athletes to not jump up and down while wearing their medal.
Who made those? Oh my goodness. Okay, someone went a little cheapo this year.
Hey, but at least we're bringing home the gold.
Right? Well, trending now this morning, a manatee is recovering after a scary moment in Florida.
First responders in Melbourne Beach used a crane to get the marine mammal out of a storm drain on Monday. Officials say the adult manatee was active and didn't show any signs of cold stress once it was rescued.
Wildlife authorities worked with federal, state, and local partners to figure out the best way to get the manatee out. This comes as hundreds of manatees visit Blue Springs State Park to get warm during colder weather.
But all is well in the manatee world.
Save the manatees. Manatee, that one, singular, because he got him till
the manatee.
Yeah, sounds right. I don't know what he was doing. How did he get there? So many questions.
He's been rescued.
Yeah.
All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Below market rent, shared resources, and hands-on support. Umatilla is betting on small business growth with a new downtown project. Coming up, we'll see why city leaders say this business incubator could reshape Umatilla's downtown economy.
Plus, children pretend every day, but new research suggests that kind of imagination may not belong to humans alone. Coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, we'll break down a new study that finds surprising evidence inside the minds of great apes. Wonder what it could be. And Josh, what are you tracking?
We're tracking those clouds getting lower and lower in the Kittitas Valley, maybe some foggy areas, so we'll have an update on that. And then showing you a fairly mild and dry forecast ahead. So that's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.